All right, everyone, let's just settle into our meditation posture. And if you are sitting with the feet on the ground, flat on the floor, have them in a parallel position and try and sit upright as much as you can. So hands comfortably in the lap. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. Trying to put some space in between those vertebrae. Imagine you're getting a bit longer. Your head is very slightly tipped forward. Eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose, and the tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Just relax the jaw. Bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. Relax the back of the head, the neck. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all your limbs. All the way down to the fingertips, to the end of your toes. And go back up to the crown of the head and release any tension in the scalp there. Relax the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth. Release any tension in the back of the head, back of the neck. Allow the shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Release the throat, the chest, the belly. And then just go back up to the crown of the head and scan the body again. Is there anywhere you're holding on? And muscle by muscle, just relax. But we're not going back to sleep. So bringing the mind back to the breath. Notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. If there are any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there, trying not to follow them with the mind. And then just notice the thoughts as they're arising. So trying to put some space in between the thoughts. Try not to judge what's going on in your mind or criticize, having opinions. Just take a step back. And bring to mind all the people of our life. So these are the ones we love. And this is the first step. This meditation on equanimity is the first step in developing bodhicitta. So bring to mind your loved ones, our spouses and children, and our best friends, besties, work colleagues, and then those folk who we don't like so much, they're difficult for us. And then there's those people in your life who are just total strangers. Keeping in mind this idea of impermanence, those people in your life that you really love, they could leave or change or pass away. So it just in a way helps us to think about being present in every single moment and being grateful for every connection that we have, because they can change at any time. And then with the people who we don't like necessarily, try and imagine that they're actually equal in this. They're the same as us. They're the same as the ones we love. Same with the strangers. All the same, equal in their wish to be happy. We all want to be happy. We're never really quite finding it. And then we're all trying to avoid suffering every moment of the day. Even as I'm sitting here on my little chair in front of the computer, I'm wriggling because it's hard and I want to be comfortable. So I'm moving a little bit. So we do this all the time and we're mostly unconscious in our efforts. So I think we'll do this meditation on Tara for the benefit of all these people of our life. Also dedicate for Lamzo Rinpoche's swift return. So Mary, thank you. I'll share this image of Tara. Sri Lamzo Rinpoche painted this when he was about 15 years old. Okay, can you see it? Yeah, there it is. Right. So if you want to get a visual, just open your eyes at any time. One second. Strange going on here. All right. All right. And the practice that we're doing today, the practice that we have been doing on Tara, was compiled by Rinpoche, Lamzo Rinpoche. So bring the mind to the breath. We'll just do a single body concentration for maybe 3 or 4 minutes before we start. Really try and get in touch with that stillness inside you. This stillness we're all really yearning for most of the time, but we keep ourselves busy by taking refuge in objects that aren't necessarily helpful. We take refuge in food, relationships, online gaming, Facebook. And then rather than helping us calm down, it just stimulates the mind in ways that aren't necessarily helpful. Sometimes a couple of minutes for relaxation, but then we get hooked in. So think about, for a moment, just think about all those things that you take refuge in. The worldly things that you take refuge in. And there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just good to be aware of what we're doing. So you can imagine Tara in front of you. You can make her as large or as small as you like. And she's about between 6 to 8 feet away at the level of your forehead. Imagine she's this beautiful emerald green color, and she's sitting on a lotus and a moon disk. And she's a manifestation of all the Buddha's enlightened energy, love and compassion, and she's made of light, not solid. And her left leg is drawn up. So you can see she's sitting on it's on its own little moon cushion. And this signifies her complete control over desire. And her right leg is extended, and that sort of indicates she's ready to get up and help at any moment. She's got that leg out. She's ready to throw her weight forward and leap up to help you. And her left hand is at her heart. It's in the refuge gesture. With her palm is facing outwards. And the thumb and the ring finger are joined. And the remaining 3 fingers are raised. Her right hand is on her right knee in the gesture of granting sublime realizations. So this is with the palm facing outwards, and the fingers are just very loosely pointing down. And in each hand she's holding the stem of a blue Utpala flower. And this is a symbol of unblocking the central channel. The central channel is not something you can cut open and have a look at. Amiyesh used to call it the psychic central channel in his 1970s hippie English. So she's beautifully adorned with silk garments and jewel ornaments. So she'll be dressed in the Royal Indian style. And she's got the 5-pointed crown. And there's jewelry in her hair, on the crown, on her throat, her ears, her belly, her wrists and ankles, fingers. So she's kind of sparkling and light. She's also extremely powerful. She has this beautiful smiling face. It's radiating love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. So she has no thought of judgment towards you, no criticism, just accepts you exactly as you are. So imagine that there's all the sentient beings in human form are surrounding you. The people that you are close to, the ones you love, are behind you. And those that you're not so fond of, the ones you don't really like, are sitting in front of you, eyeball to eyeball, as Venerable Robina says. And all the rest are on either side of you. And you're completely surrounded by sentient beings as far as the eye can see. Let's do this little refuge prayer here. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly by my practice of giving and other perfections. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly by my practice of giving and other perfections. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly by my practice of giving and other perfections. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I'll just recite this 4 immeasurable thoughts. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and anger that holds some close and others distant. Right. So have any special request in your own mind, apart from Rinpoche returning swiftly? Perhaps you want to have some success in your own spiritual practice. Maybe there's some worldly activities, the health and long life of your relatives, your friends, yourself, or anything that you want. And just with this in mind, I'll recite this other little prayer. Om I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tare, savioress, heroine, with Tutare, dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture. To her with sound Svaha I bow. So just imagine now rays of light with nectar running down them, sort of like when raindrops run down the wire. And this emanates from the point where Tara's left thumb and ring finger touch at her heart. And the rays and the nectar, excuse me, flow continuously, and they reach you and all the beings surrounding you and purifying your hindrances to your spiritual practice and the obscurations to your liberation and enlightenment. And remember all the people, the problems of the people you are praying for. You can think also of all the sufferings and troubles being experienced by sentient beings surrounding you, people fighting wars, people feeling lonely, people on the street, people who are angry, people who are jealous. And you remember, imagine as the rays and the nectar enter the bodies and their minds, their suffering and the causes of their suffering are completely extinguished. So you just imagine this as we recite the mantra. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 I really try and feel that Tara's accepted your requests and answered your prayer. So next we can imagine that you and all the beings around you are one with Tara. And with each mantra, an identical Tara emanates from the Tara visualized in front of you and just kind of dissolves into you and everyone else. And you and all beings become completely one with Tara's holy body, speech and mind. So powerful. Action. Getting things done. Compassionate. Wise. All this energy flows into you. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tutare Ture Soham. 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 So just sit and meditate for a few minutes. Imagine you're filled with all the blessings of Tara. If you wish, you can still imagine those tiny, tiny Taras flowing into your body from the main image of Tara in front of you, from the heart, down that wire. Imagine that she received your request. She's paying attention to you. Bring the mind back to the breath. Just the breath. Okay, everybody, just relax. And due to the merits of 3 times Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, may I quickly attain the state of Tara and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. Then may the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. So I just wanted to mention that sound Om, O-M, contains 3 sounds actually, R, O, and M. And this signifies the immeasurable qualities of the enlightened beings, holy bodies, speech, and mind. And this is what we were saying on the weekend. It contains the whole Dharma, even the syllable R. So even if all you say is Om in a mantra, if that's all you can manage in the day, Om, that's a practice of mantra, practice of Dharma. Okay, everybody. It's better than not doing anything at all. Om Ahum. Okay. All right, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you very much. I will see some of you this afternoon at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 5 o'clock Pacific. And is it 8 o'clock? Yes, Eastern. Okay. Thanks very much, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you for hosting, Mary.